Thanks for having me, guys. This is awesome.
Freaking right.
Sweet.
Should we just do an intro right now and
Yep.
get it out of the way? So, Brayden, if you would just want to go ahead and introduce yourself. You don't have to say a podcast number. Just say this is another episode of the Sit Down Podcast or something.
Okay, sweet. Hey, this is Brayden King. I'm a country rock singer, and this is another episode of the Sit Down Podcast.
Hey, yo, welcome back, my friend. So good to see you, man. Holy shit, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been way too long since I've talked to you guys or seen you guys. Time just flies like crazy. It's wild.
Right?
Yeah, because was it you and I that saw him last at the Capitol, or did you see him after?
I think that was the last time that I saw you in person too, was at the Capitol. Yeah,
it was.
We have chatted since then, but like the last time I got to give you a hug there.
Yeah, where he hugs you right around the head,
right around
can't go any lower,
right around your belly.
I like that you're.
Yeah.
I like that you're marketing yourself as the tallest country singer in Canada. I like it.
Man, I want it to be like a full debate, and I love that people are not believing it and stuff, because it just makes them it just builds way more traction, and then they come see me in person, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I've never met a country singer taller than you. They might have met a person taller than me, but I don't think there's most people taller than me probably try to pursue basketball.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Heck
Yeah,
dude.
I'm 6'4", and it doesn't happen a lot that I have to look up. So,
Of course.
Yeah, though that's awesome. You have, so since the last time you were on the show, or since we got to see you in person, man, a lot has happened, right? I can imagine are you still doing like a shit ton of press on like the American Idol thing? Is that still ongoing?
Yeah, it's definitely died down a bit, and I'm definitely trying to push more so the single and the tour and stuff now, just because the Idol thing is it happened, and I'd love to talk about it with you guys, because of course we haven't talked about it a whole lot, but yeah, it's definitely still a point that people touch on, but now we're trying to get other things to be talked about. You know?
Move on, keep the ball rolling, all that kind of stuff.
Oh
right?
Man, I had it planned. Hey Brayden, how are you? Are you living the dream?
Oh man,
God.
Yeah, I am, dude. I literally am.
Freaking right. The last time I was talking with Brayden, or chatting with Brayden through DMs, was when I posted
quiet after that. Yeah.
When I posted that stupid well, it wasn't stupid, but when I took that what the hell is it called again? Alpha Brain thing.
Yeah.
So the last time Brayden was on, if you guys have watched it or not, we were talking about Alpha Brain, the product and all that. And Brayden and I, we were in agreement that we were going to try this out. And just for the record, or seemingly so, that's when Brayden ended up on American Idol and all this after we started taking this stuff. And since then, we started doing the open stage, and the podcast is growing and everything. So it was just kind of like I cut something together just really willy-nilly and quickly, just to try and troll on it and Alpha Brain and be like, listen, your product's working for this guy out there. Give him a sponsorship kind of thing. So yeah, that's been fun.
Totally.
Dude,
I owe it all to Alpha Brain. I can't lie.
You know what Alpha Brain did to me? It made me literally shit my pants, dude. Day 3. I totally sharted. Man, I don't know what, and then I stopped taking it immediately. But I yeah. Yeah, it's that's not a good promo for it. But I think,
oh man,
yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it scared me away from it. So I never.
Are you still taking it?
No, I haven't. I am really bad at keeping habits, so I think I just forgot one day, and then I forgot every day ever since.
Right. Yeah. No, I was 3 days in, and then that was it. So I still have a full bottle of that stuff sitting at home. So that's freaking funny.
Man. Is it expired?
I do. Too.
I'd have to look. I still have it. I just didn't check the expiry date.
I'll try it.
I'll give it to you. You can give it a go.
Yep.
But I think it was just
I honestly, it's been so long. Like I can't even remember what my results were like. I remember feeling like I got more done in like some days. Like I don't know. It's so hard to remember, but I remember you and I texting back and forth, and I was saying I think it might be working, but also it could very well be placebo. I don't know, but like if I'm getting more done in a day, does it really matter if it works or if it's placebo? It doesn't really
right,
matter,
Yeah.
right?
right. Yeah,
I've been
that's
using MCT. It's like a coconut oil kind of extract stuff, and it
yeah,
makes my head clearer.
nice.
So
Hell yeah,
yeah,
maybe I need to try that. Does
maybe.
it mean and you haven't shit your pants?
Nope.
No. Okay, good, good. Freaking rights.
That's definitely like, oh man, I feel bad for you, man.
Wow,
Nah, don't.
it was just a little shart. We could be maybe completely unrelated from Alpha Brain, so
Yeah,
I shouldn't
he
say
had
that.
chili
It
the
could
day
be just
before.
because I'm an old man now. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I get. You never do know,
Yeah,
right?
but my son sure got a kick out of it. He thought it was the funniest thing, so that made it all worthwhile.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, honest. In full honesty, it is pretty
Yeah,
funny.
no doubt. No doubt. But yeah, freaking right. So before we pressed record on this episode too, we were talking you guys about how because we know Brayden so well, like we had talks about having Brayden at Moosefest this year and everything, and that was we were on the works of getting that going. And then Mr. Brayden here ended up double booking himself on the day of Moosefest. So unfortunately, Brayden King will not be at 2023's Moosefest. But that being said, Brayden, I want to extend that invitation
right now,
to right now, right here. I want to lock this in for 2024 Moosefest. First weekend of August. Would you please honor us and come and perform in Bellevue,
and
Saskatchewan
for
at
the
Moosefest?
record, this is being recorded. So
I know. Yeah, no, 110%. Like, I love you guys so much, and I was so bummed when I realized that like the dates, there's just so many dates on the calendar right
Right.
now, and I said yes to something else, and I was like, oh crap. When you texted me and you're like, "Are you still open this day?" And what? But overall, yes, 100%. Moose Fest 2024. Let's make it
Shit,
happen.
yeah.
I'm
You
there.
guys heard it here first. So if you want to see what's going on, what Moosefest is, come join us this year, 2023, August 5th in Bellevue,
it's kind
Saskatchewan.
of wild that it's April 2023 and we've already booked an artist for August 2024.
Well, that's kind of how it goes, right?
I like it.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Thank you. And we are looking very forward to seeing
Yes.
you.
Oh hell yeah!
Friggin' right.
I'm stoked too.
Now
Totally.
moving past from Moosefest. Never mind. You just you've been promoting. You got a little mini tour right now. I don't even know if it's started yet. If it hasn't, it's going to be starting relatively quick, right?
Yeah, we're starting on May 16th, and it's the Bad Night to Be a Beer tour, named after my single that's going to be coming out on that day. We are re-releasing Bad Night to Be a Beer. We re-recorded it with my new team, and it sounds so insane. Like I am so stoked for that. And yeah, we got 13 shows across Alberta, BC, and Saskatchewan in 3 weeks.
Oh hell yeah!
So yeah, it's May 16th to June 3rd, and we're playing in Saskatoon, Regina, Weyburn. I could list every city right now, but I just figured I'd throw the Saskatchewan ones out there for the
For the
listeners.
hometown
Nice.
listeners.
Nice.
Yeah, and we can definitely we'll have those dates posted in this description as well, like the link to Brayden's website and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You guys can check it out there and get your tickets. I mean, you know as well as I do, Brayden. I'll be at the Capitol when you're playing there during that tour. 100%, man. If there's anything you need from me in help, if you shit, man, I'll even run your freaking merch table
He
for you
loves the
if
merch
you want.
table.
I love running merch table. It's so much fun and just I don't know, hounding people. I like it. It's funny because nobody knows who I am, so it's amusing for me. But
Dude, honestly, if you want to help me with merch, let's lock that in right now too,
fuck yeah, dude.
because that would be so sick. As long as we can make sure that you can still like enjoy the show, that's all that matters to me.
Shit, yeah, dude.
So
I'm in. Count me in, man. I'll be there with
totally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And have you guys ever chatted with Cooper Trapeau?
I have not. I don't even think I know who that is.
So he's a country artist, is also from Saskatoon area, and he's going to be opening the show that night. We're sharing the stage, Cooper and I, and yeah, I got to make that introduction because he's such a cool dude. He's got some great tunes, and he's going to put on a great show as well.
Hell yeah! Well,
his name sounds familiar. Like, have you played with him before?
Yeah, yeah, he was on the when Dead Levy did their EP release show at the Capitol like a year ago. It was myself, Dead Levy, Brothers G, and Cooper Trapeau.
Okay.
Huh.
I think that's actually where I introduced you to the Brothers G at that show.
Oh, that makes sense. That was the first time. Yeah, I saw Brothers G that night, and then
Oh yeah.
that makes sense.
Right.
Dude, weren't they freaking awesome that night? Holy shit, dude!
They're
like
always
literally
awesome.
my jaw was like down.
They're
like,
always awesome.
Dude,
yeah, dude.
I love that band so much,
Yeah.
man. They are so killer. Great guys.
Yes,
Well, they're playing
agreed.
Moosefest this year, so
Yeah, we got Bros G there. That's been announced.
I know. Who else? Who else do you guys have on the lineup that you can tell me?
Fuck, I'd be willing to tell you everybody right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'd be a good marketing ploy or not, but
well, we got Chesterfield, Brothers G,
King of Foxes.
Ooh, nice.
3.
Kit Langfield.
Yep.
And Hauntera are the ones that are announced.
There's another one because we announced 6 so far.
Well, that's pretty bad that we don't even know.
Well, we do.
Oh,
we're the organizers here, and we don't even know who we've announced yet. It's because it's all scheduled. You know what I mean? Like we've got 10 acts, and then it's like, all right, this is the order that we're releasing the announcements, and then you kind of set it and forget it, sort of thing.
Well, that's Adam's job. It's not our job.
That's right, and we've got help with it too. Yeah. But yeah, those are 5 of them right now. Can I?
Sick.
Yeah. Is that why are you looking at me like that?
Who was the 6th one?
I don't think we announced 6.
I know we did. Anyway,
can I throw a little teaser of somebody that we haven't announced yet? For the ones that actually tune into the show and pay attention to what's going on.
Yep. See if they pay attention.
All right.
Drop a comment if you heard what we just said.
Yeah. One of them that we've got like 5 or 6 others to announce here leading up, but one that I'm really excited for that's going to be, I think is going to be big news is Caitlin Lehner. Caitlin Lehner's one of the bigger acts that we ended up locking in for Moosefest, and it is not announced at this point, but you guys get a sneak peek of that. So consider this a Moosefest exclusive here. That Caitlin Lehner will be at Moosefest 2023 this year. Yeah.
Speaking of, this Friday she's playing at the Core Center. Anyway.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, May 5th.
And guess who's slinging merch?
Cool. This guy.
I totally am. Yeah, I'll be slinging merch for Caitlin at the Coors event.
We'll be there too, but I don't know if we'll be there too, but I don't know if we're at the merch table. We'll be on and off at the merch table.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun night.
Hell yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, she's playing with Adam Johnson as well, and I just played a couple shows with Adam back in March.
Oh man, he's a gem, hey?
And Adam will be our next guest for next week.
Is he?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Oh yeah, man. Just living a dream, my dude. Living a dream. Having a good time. Frickin' rights.
That's good.
So I think we do need to talk about the not so elephant in the room, but American Idol.
Yeah.
Walk us through how that happened.
Okay.
And wait, before you start though, I do want to ask you, how sick of telling this story are you right now?
8 out of 10.
Yeah. No doubt.
Okay,
so feel free to fly right through it if you want.
Let's make it quick then.
I have gotten really good at it though. I have gotten really, really good at it. So I'll give you guys like the condensed full story. So basically, I was reached out to by a American Idol casting producer on Instagram, and basically she asked if she told me that she's seen my videos on TikTok. So for anybody that is like TikTok's a waste of time, all that bullshit, like it's not a waste of time. People are always watching, and you never know who's watching, and all it takes is one video sometimes. So like TikTok, I love TikTok. Anyways, basically she asked if I wanted to do like a virtual audition. Oh shit, there's a plane going overhead right
That's
now.
That's
okay.
all right.
I hope that's
Make
I hope that's not too big of a
Makes it
deal.
Nah.
authentic.
Uh, just a little side note. I am on a bit of like a nature retreat with my girlfriend right now. Um, my girlfriend is getting her certificate in forest therapy, which is so cool. Like it's literally like just meditation and therapy in nature, and like all the effects that like being out in trees and sunlight and noticing how the wind moves things and everything is so cool. I went on a therapy walk with her yesterday, and it was like the coolest experience, and it's hard to explain. It's just so cool to experience. So that's where I'm at right now. It's a beautiful weekend off. I think it's like 25 degrees here right
Oh,
now.
perfect. Where are
Yeah.
you? Like
So
where though? Where exactly are you?
uh Mission, really close to Mission, BC. So we're like damn close to Vancouver right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Anyways, back to Idol. So I did the virtual audition with like a set of producers, and then they're like, "Okay, we really like you. We're gonna bring you back for another virtual audition." And that was with the executive producer, and the executive basically like I sang for them, and they were like, "Yeah, we want to invite you down to Vegas." And I was like, "Yeah, sounds great." And um, I feel like a big part of my American Idol story is my mom. My mom has always been like a giant supporter of mine, and like just like biggest fan. And she got sick with cancer in December of 2021, and she passed away in July of last year. So um, actually, she was still alive when I got invited. So they asked if I wanted to FaceTime my mom, and like I was like, yeah, for sure. So like I FaceTimed her and and I turned the phone around, and the executive producer actually told my mom the news, and my mom was just like overjoyed and like so excited, and that was like amazing, such a good moment, and then she passed away in July, and then in September, my dad and I flew down to Vegas for my audition. And when I got there, it was like I realized very quickly that they need like a background story. It's not just about being a great singer; it's about like having a background story. So a lot of the interviews and questions were about my mom, who had just passed away, and a lot of the producers were very kind, and they didn't push any boundaries or anything. But there was one producer that like I I know that she could tell that I was feeling like my boundaries were being pushed with these questions, but she just kept pushing.
Mm.
And it was like trying to get an emotional reaction out of me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you sign a contract where it's like anything we have on camera, we can use. And I wasn't giving her an emotional reaction mainly because I was not like, I wasn't able to. It was so raw
Right.
that I had just lost my mom, and it's like it's really hard to crack me emotionally, and like I literally wasn't able to, but that didn't stop her from like pushing. So like she was like, "How would your mom feel if she was here? Do you think your mom's proud of you?" And I was like, "Come on, like
Yeah.
of course my mom's fucking proud of
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
so
What kind of
stupid."
question is this?
And she's like, there was one time she's like, it looks like you have something like in your eyes or something. I'm like, come on, like, and I also didn't want to be that person that had a giant outburst and got mad,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just trying so hard to keep my composure and everything, and this whole thing happened before my audition, and then I had to go get interviewed with her after my audition too, and she asked all the same questions, and I was like, "Come on, bro! Like, this is stupid." Anyways, the audition itself was really cool. I sang the title track off of my acoustic EP. No, not title track, first track, Down That Road. I
Which
sang
is
for
a
them, and
banger of a song too, my dude. Love that track. I
thank you,
think,
brother.
did you not play that on the show the last time you were here? I think.
I
Yeah.
did.
Hell
I
yeah,
did.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So I sang that song and they really liked it. Luke commented and said it sounds like a mix between Chris Stapleton and Ed Sheeran. And I was
Oh.
like, fuck, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's really cool. So eventually they chatted for a bit and Lionel looks at me. He's like, I want to join the fan club. I'm giving you a yes. Then Katie asks, is your dad there? And I was like, yeah, my dad's here. She's asked if I could bring him into the room. The funny thing is, like, my dad was getting mic'd up the second I walked into the room. Before I even sang or anything, they knew he was coming in, you know?
Right.
Like, so bring him into the room and they ask about my mom a little bit and Katie says, well, Lionel gave your son a yes. I want to give your son a yes. And then Luke said, I'm giving your son his third and final yes. And then they scream, you're going to Hollywood, that whole
Yeah.
thing. And I go grab my ticket and everything. It's all exciting. Like, I was like really I was having trouble processing the emotions of it because they did give me some like vocal critiques, and all I did was like focus on the negative. I didn't focus on the fact that I just got a golden ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I was just in a weird place in my mind, and then I went to that producer that's like filming me with the camera and asking me all these questions about my mom and like won't stop, and I'm like, oh, this is I hate this.
Right.
And then after that, I thought we were done, and then they take us to this room and they're like, okay, you're gonna do a 180 interview. And I'm like, what's a 180 interview? And it's basically you walk into this big room and they have this giant screen
Oh.
that's like 12 feet high and it takes up 108, like it's like a huge FaceTime pretty much. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, can you tell me like what you're gonna show me, or like what, like lots of my friends were like, it was like FaceTime with their family back home or something like that. And for me, what they said, they're like, and they wouldn't tell most people what they were going to see, but I asked, and they were like, Brayden, we're going to show you the video of when you did your virtual audition, and we told your mom that you were going to come audition. And I was like, damn. I was like, whoa. Like I didn't know how to feel. I didn't even like respond. They're like, we're just waiting for our taller cameraman to come and film it. And I was like, okay, like, so we're sitting there waiting around, and I wasn't saying much. I wasn't like feeling too great. And my dad was there, and I was like, oh, this is kind of doesn't feel right. And the one producer came up to me and she said, Brayden, I can tell like you're not feeling that great. Like, if you don't want to see the video, you don't have to. And if you would prefer to go in and watch the video and we promise we won't film it, we can do that too. And I said that I wanted to see the video, but I didn't want it to be filmed. I wanted that to be a moment
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And I went in with my dad, and as soon as it started playing, man, I broke.
No
Like,
doubt.
I just broke, and it was like a super super heavy cry, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
so emotional because it felt like my mom was talking to me again, you know, and it's like um it was crazy. Like, that was the first time I cried since her funeral. Like, it was so wild, and that was a release that I needed so badly. And I walked out of that room content that I didn't let them film it,
Mhm.
and that was just a moment from my dad and I, and it was really special. And everybody that like watched the season knows that my audition didn't get aired, my performances didn't get aired, and I sat and wondered. I was like, if I would have let them film that, would I have gotten aired?
Yeah, they would
Probably.
have milked the shit out of that
Probably.
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. but like because I didn't play into what they wanted me to do,
Yep.
they had other dead parent stories to show.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like
It's crazy,
it's
hey?
it's wild.
Well, it's what people want to
So
see. That's why they do that. Like, Brayden, you have something in your
of
eye, so
course,
that as soon as he does this, oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
Brayden's crying.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, of
that's
course,
why
But they almost like, I mean, that comes off as like, that's just fucking
they're
being an
fabricating it.
asshole. It's being an asshole.
Yeah, that
Don't
too.
like,
Yeah,
we're all human beings here, man. Just like show a little bit of fucking respect to people, you know, and
show business,
you
man.
can be professional and
yeah,
respectful at the same time.
Yeah,
You don't,
yep,
nobody's above anybody else here. I
I
don't care
agree.
what type, you could be freaking the biggest network producer of all time. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. You're still a human being, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
totally. And like I, one of my friends that I auditioned with, he got aired, named Trey Lewis. He's a big dude from Texas. He was in the, I think he was in the second audition episode, and he made it as far as I did in Hollywood Week. And he was a victim of a school shooting in Texas,
Oh man.
and he told like the whole story of like seeing his friends dead and like all this crazy stuff. And then he thought he was done filming. He's like, yeah, I told him everything and stuff. And then he gets a call from a producer while we're in Vegas, and the producer was like, "Hey Trey, would you mind coming back and doing that interview again? You worded the story a bit differently in your Zoom interview, and we'd like you to word it that way." And
What?
it's like, are you kidding me, bro? Like,
Yeah,
he
that's
just spilled his whole, like, the most tragic and scarring moment of his entire life. He just spilled that for you guys. And just because he said these words a little differently, it's like, wow.
that's
Like,
crazy, man. That is
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
that.
But,
I
you know,
I'm not surprised, and that sucks.
Yeah, agreed.
it does. It sucks.
Yeah.
But okay, but what I will say is like I just talked about all the negative things that I relate
Yeah.
to the show, except there was a lot of great people that worked on that show. Incredible, incredible folks. The judges were extremely kind. All of the contestants were
Right.
incredible, except for like a select few that I thought were like pretty stuck up and whatever.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that. Overall, I walked away from the experience with like a lot of gratitude that I got to meet all of these contestants. And like Hollywood Week was incredible in its own. Like I made it through the first performance round. So there was like 160 of us there. I made it through that round, which was like cut us down to like 90 or something like that. So like pretty quick. And then we did a duet round. I made it through that round, but my partner got cut. And then we were cut down to the top 55, which is like so crazy. And then the final performance round was with the full American Idol band, which was like a crazy, crazy, crazy
Yeah.
experience. Because like this is like Katy Perry's musical director. You got backup singers. You got
Yeah.
everything,
Right.
and they're so on point, man. So cool. So like that was great, and we performed for like 600 people in a live audience. My girlfriend got to come out for that performance. That was all such good stuff. And then basically, I like so I was in Hollywood for 2 weeks, and then on the tail end we had this thing called like final judgment, I guess. And it's like everybody like they call Ryan Seacrest will call people one by one, and it's like, Brayden, it's your turn. And like he actually I got called in with my buddy Caden, and I don't know why they called us in together, but basically they said it was because we were like really good friends. So they called us in together to like lots of people get called in as like a pair, and it's like we want you guys to sing off, and it's like whoever sings better gets through. But like for us it was basically like we're so happy that you guys made great friends here and stuff. And I made so many great friends that I still talk to this day. But they basically said neither of you guys are going to make us to our top 24, which is totally okay. I never wanted to make the top 24 because the contract for top
Uh
24,
huh.
they they freaking lock you in, man, and they own you, man. So
Yeah.
like I got out of that. I got out, and like the exposure is not worth that price.
Right.
So it's like, yeah. Uh, so I took a lot of positivity away from it because I made so many great friends and I had these crazy experiences. Negativity was like, okay, they didn't show me on TV, which is like kind of sucks. And um, the only like compensation that I got, like, of course I got like a free trip to Vegas, free trip to LA. But the only thing in return that I got for like not getting aired was like a 2 sentence email. It was like, "Hi Brayden, thank you so much for your time on the show. Unfortunately, none of your performances will be aired. Thank you."
And that was it.
Blah blah.
All right.
That was it. No explanation. And I was like, "Damn, that that hits."
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
so that was a real emotional hit for me. And the crazy thing is, I thought there was like so much riding on American Idol being like a huge boost in my career. And when I got that email, I was in Nashville on a vacation, and like it didn't really hit until I got back home. And then when I got back home, I was depressed for like, I didn't get out of bed for like 3 days.
Oh shit.
I was like, I was like, fuck, man, like it's over. It's literally over. Like I thought this was gonna take off my career, everything. And then I it was a really dark time. It was like I told my girlfriend, I was like, I don't even care that I have a song coming out this Friday. It doesn't matter anymore. Like it doesn't matter. Like
Wow.
uh, I was so dark, and then um first of all, I made a post. Well, no. What happened was my girlfriend felt really bad that all this shit was like getting me down, and like
Yeah.
could tell obviously I was so depressed, and she texted like a giant group of people, like friends, family, so many people, and with like a day's notice, and said, "Hey, like Brayden's not feeling too great. He needs a little pick me up." And she got like 30 friends and family to send in videos of like encouragement, just saying like you're doing so good. Like it was like the one of the sweetest things that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And I can't thank her enough for that because that gave me the boost that I really needed. And then like the day after that, I went on a 3 show run, and we played Regina, Saskatoon, and Plenty, Saskatchewan. All those shows were so kick ass. We had so much fun. And then I put out the song that Friday. The response was great. And then the Monday after, I made the post that I had gotten a golden ticket on American Idol, because that was the time that I was allowed to post it.
Right.
I thought I'd get like I thought I'd get like a comment or two. I didn't think it was gonna do shit. I didn't think it was gonna do anything. And then it blew up, man. It went crazy. It went crazy. My phone, I couldn't even look at my phone, man, because it was so much. It was so much. And and then it was like we're getting all this radio love, and like then it's like, "Oh, do I put it out to radio?" I was like, I called some folks on my team. I was like, "Hey, like we weren't planning on a radio release, but like now all these stations are calling and they want to play it. Should we just hire a radio team now?" Like, and I called my dad, and my dad was like, "I don't want you to regret not doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
put it out to radio." So then we put it out to radio, and I got one of the best radio teams in Canada, and it's like, holy shit. Like, I'm sitting there like, I was like, damn, a week ago I was like, or like let's say 2 weeks ago, I was so depressed and thought my career was not going to go anywhere. I was getting so down on myself. Now 2 weeks later, I got a song going out at radio. I got so many, like, more streams in a week than I thought I would get, and like things are just like, "Oh, can you come like play here?" All
Right.
this stuff, and like bookings. The phone is
Yeah.
ringing like crazy, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's it
the moment that
it's so
the
unreal how, like, sorry to cut you off, Brayden, but where my train of thought is like, all there's so many people out there that don't realize how much time it takes to even just release a song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, the last song that you released, Brayden, how long were you sitting on that for before it was actually released?
mm, I think we got the master in like that one. Like actually, we got the master in like January.
Right? So it's like that's just like when you had the master of it. That's not including the time it took to create that. That was previous than
Oh
that.
yeah, I recorded vocals for it in
Yeah,
August.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean. And like people don't realize that. Like I've had lots of conversations with, let's quote unquote call them well,
Newbies.
let's just say like normal people that aren't in the industry,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You just like a normal employee at whatever, name, like fill in the blank here. They think it's just like, oh, this guy's a musician, so he can just go in the studio, lay it down. Like, what's a song? 3.5 minutes long. So there, lay it down for 3.5 minutes and away you go. It's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not at all what happens here. Some songs
No.
take years to be created before they're, so that whole time you have this in the pipe, it's in the back burner. You're not talking about it. You're not releasing it. No, nothing. So then, that builds a lot of like, I don't know, stress
Mm-hmm.
maybe in you because you've got this product that isn't released yet and nobody knows about it, right? The same with like
Yeah.
you knew you were going to be on American Idol. You had already filmed it, but you weren't allowed to talk about it or what was going on with it. And then so you get that email prior to it even being aired. So like you're dealing with that and people don't even know about it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like there's so much going on that people are unaware of.
Yeah. But this is a little bit different side of that. It also shows that yeah, you can be depressed about something, but on the flip side, there are, well, I don't know how many messages you got, but there are a lot of people out there that do care about you,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
you
You
know,
know I do, buddy. I'm fucking ride or die Brayden King.
yeah, yeah,
100%. And actually
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm
Totally.
actually going to give myself shit right now because of like just time restraints on how this day's been, dude. I've got so much Brayden King swag and I'm not even wearing it right now. I feel like a chotch, dude. I'm so sorry. Here I'm repping
Oh,
Northern
don't even
Royals and
worry.
Hen Dog and I don't even have my Brayden King shirt on. Shit.
Hey, don't worry about it, bro. It's totally okay. But yeah, it's so crazy that like there could be so much going on behind the scenes that nobody
Yeah,
knows about.
exactly.
Like I was sitting on the American Idol news, sitting on that song. We started booking that tour in like December.
Yeah.
right,
You
right,
know,
Yeah.
it's like, and it's kind of crazy how like I thought it was all over and I was gonna have to like my grind wasn't going to pay off at that moment.
yep,
And it's like, wow, it kind of did in a way,
yep,
in many ways, because it's like, sure, I didn't get the American exposure that I was expecting, but just the excitement behind that news in Canada for a Canadian was really, really big
Hell
news.
yeah, dude.
And it's like, whoa, that kind of blew me away to have all the support. And it just kind of like worked out that people are like, now they're asking, "Oh, when are you gonna come play for us? Like, when are you coming to my city?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Oh, I have this tour booked.
yeah,
Here you
yeah,
go. Take the
exactly.
tour."
Freaking rights,
So
dude.
it's so cool how it all lined up, and yeah, it's really kind of crazy, and I'm just still reaping all the rewards, and like people are like kind of saying, "Oh, don't lose this momentum. Like don't lose this momentum." And I'm like, bro, don't
Yeah.
worry. We got a plan. We're good. Like we're
Hell
good.
yeah, dude.
They're like, when are you coming to Eastern Canada? I'm like, September. We'll announce it. We're gonna announce it. Like it's gonna happen. When's your next song coming out? May 16th. When's the one after that?
Yeah.
July. When's the one after that? September. Like we are,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah,
yeah, it's like everything is just gonna hit right now, and we have kind of like a full 2 year plan for release music tour,
Excellent.
and
yes,
then after 2 years, I want to see where we're at and kind of reevaluate. Am I gonna do an album? Am I gonna? Is there a record label talking to me or
Yeah.
whatever? But like for the next 2 years, we kind of have the whole plan, and I have a great booking agent now that's like helping us get bigger shows, more money,
Yeah.
everything. It's so exciting. And then like my recording team is insane. Like it's just myself Chris Demas and Madison Nickel out of
Yep.
Regina, and those boys just they get my vision. They
Mhm.
know what the hell to do, and there's never any complications or anything. We just go song after song after song, and they're all banging.
Hell yeah, dude.
And like I've got 5 more in my back pocket right now that I just can't. If I could put them out right now, I would, but it just doesn't make any
Yeah, yeah.
sense. But like, yeah, it's crazy, man. I couldn't be more thankful, and I'm writing songs with some heavier hitters now. Like in the last 2 weeks, I've been writing with like I don't know if you've heard of Kyle McKierney out of
Yep.
Alberta. He's incredible.
Mhm.
Clayton Bellamy from the Roadhammers. Dan Davidson. We're chatting right now. Like it's just cool stuff,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
And like it's so overwhelming and exciting to like have all this support now, and just to know that like okay, I've put in a lot of hard work and now it's kind of paying off.
Mhm.
So
100%.
yeah,
That's why you
100%.
keep pushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
seriously, it's like uh this whole last month has been a reminder to like everything happens for a reason, and like n- consistency and hard work will pay off.
Mhm.
That's I agree.
Yep.
I definitely agree.
Right.
And it's a lot of like keeping yourself happy too, right? Like
Yeah.
that's like priority is if you're not having fun doing it, then you need to look at something.
Yep.
Something needs to change.
Yeah.
Because if you're like don't do it if you're not having fun, you know?
Yep.
Totally.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
And I can tell you right now, I'm having
Oh
so
my
much
god,
fucking
I
fun.
believe it, dude. I know, I can
This
tell you are, dude. I know. I'll shoot you a message every now and again there just to make sure, but fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
it's great. It's great. And like this tour, man, we're capitalizing on that too by my one of my best friends actually he shot the original Bad Night to Be a Beer music video like 2 years ago, and he hasn't done a whole lot of camera like photography, videography, and I'm like, hey dude, like you haven't done this in a long time, but like do you still have a passion for it? He's like, I'd like to find my passion again. I'm like, well, here's your chance, man. You want to come on tour with us?
Hell yeah.
And he's like, yeah, dude. So we're
Freaking A.
bringing my buddy Brian.
Oh yeah.
He's coming on tour. We teamed up with a you guys should talk to this guy actually, because he's kind of coming back out with like new music and shows, and he's part of our tour, Beamer Wigley from BC. He was like I don't know a whole lot about his like background of his career, but as far as I know, like he got signed to Invictus when he was like 13 or something
Oh
like
wow.
that. Toured and opened for Dwight Yoakam and George Canyon, Brett Kissel, all these crazy heavy hitters. And he's been kind of quieter for like the last couple of years since the pandemic, especially. But I met him at the Canadian Country Music Awards in Calgary last year with my guitarist Roman. Which now that I think of it, we got to do a podcast sometime where I have Roman with me,
Yeah.
because he's so funny, man. He's my favorite dude in the
And
world.
he wears the best
And
jackets.
Yeah, his jacket and
dude,
mustache there or first class.
oh yeah, he's so good. And I bet you the last time you saw him, he had braces. He got his braces off, so he's looking
Mint.
clean now, man. He's looking good.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it's actually funny. The guy that I was I had never played a full band show as Brayden King. The last time that we chatted, I was just touring
Right.
solo acoustic. And I spoke about a guy named Cody Mack that was helping me with like solo bookings at the time when we last
Right.
chatted on the last podcast. Well, Cody is also like one of the best bass players and drummers I've ever met. So he started out as my bass player, and now he's my full-time drummer and helps with tour manager stuff
Oh shit, yeah,
and just
dude.
like internal band stuff. He's that bald dude, and he's awesome, man. So it's kind of crazy how like that all came together, and like those boys, Roman and Cody, helped me out with so much stuff, just keeping me level
Yeah.
headed, and like really they take on more work than I ask them to, because they're so invested in the project. And it's like I'll text Roman and I'll be like, hey man, we need to come up with a set list for this show coming up. And he's like, oh, don't worry, I already took care of it. I sent it to the boys. I'm like,
All right.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'll ask Cody. I'm like, hey, did we? I'm like, oh my god, it totally slipped my mind. We need a bass player for this show. And Cody's like, don't worry, we already got Cam locked in or Ray locked in. I'm like, oh, sick. Okay, like,
yes.
And then they'll always say, they're like, if there's anything that we can do to make your life easier, let us know. And I'm like, where did I get so lucky, man? Like,
Yeah.
and they're kick-ass dudes to hang out with. They're so much fun to hang out with. And then they're like some of the best players I've ever seen or played with. It's like I feel so damn
So
lucky to have the people.
so you're saying all you have to do is show up and sing a few songs and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
it. That's it. That's all it is,
That's
man.
awesome.
No, there's a lot of background, but when it comes to the shows, yeah,
Yeah.
they really take care of a lot of stuff, and it makes my job so easy and fun.
Right.
You know, they take a lot of the stress off, and it. I feel like the thing that we have going for us, which is really cool, is like it's a real band dynamic. You know, like everybody feels like they're a part of something instead of like Cody and Roman will sometimes get like a call with a week's notice and they're like, hey, can you come play guitar for blah blah, and then they show up and they play guitar with a bunch of people that they've never met before, and it's like you can tell that there's no chemistry on
Right.
stage. It's like it's a lead singer and a bunch of freelance guys, but with us the chemistry is like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so fun. And then like we have banter on stage where it's like you don't get that if you're just playing with a new
Yeah.
guy or
Right.
something.
Well,
And
and I'm
you
going
know,
to cut you off here again real quick, just to address the listeners or viewers here. Like when we saw Brayden do, I've seen Brayden perform acoustically at a few different shows in Regina and Saskatoon,
Mm-hmm.
and it is like none other than I have seen. Like Brayden, you're legit. Like the times I've seen you, you're fucking jumping off stage into the crowd and dancing with the crowd as you're singing, and like it's
And
just
he goes
so
off the
bloody.
stage in the back and then
Yeah,
comes from the back of the
yeah,
crowd back
just
in.
all over the venue as he's performing. It's freaking amazing, dude. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, he passes out in the back while performing, but you know.
Yeah. He'll, if he goes off stage and you call him back for an encore, just know he's probably
taking a breather.
Yeah, catching his wind from all the high energy for sure, dude. It's freaking amazing. I can only imagine what it's like with other like-minded members on stage with you that are similar, and like, holy shit, man, I'm just seeing like pyrotechnics and everything fucking going off and just like a huge show, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah.
dude, yeah, it's wild. And like Roman will jump off stage now too,
Oh,
yeah.
and he'll climb on top of the bar and like do a guitar solo on top of the bar. And like actually it's so funny, I do remember that Saskatoon show. I ran out of breath so much that I did almost pass out backstage. But similarly, we were playing Ranchman's in Calgary. I think it was in February, and I don't think I've told this story on a podcast or an interview or anything because but it's hilarious. So basically, when we do Bad Night to Be a Beer at like a Ranchman show, it's always the last song. And for people that have seen us live, like I typically will chug a beer in the middle of the song. So at Ranchman's, we play like 3 1 hour sets. It's a long night.
Oh.
And basically Bad Night to Be a Beer is at the end of the last set. So before we went on for the last set, I went up to my girlfriend. I was like, hey, can you go grab me a beer for Bad Night? It's the last song. And she's like, okay, yeah. And I want a Corona because like Corona clear bottle, you can see
Yeah.
like that I'm chugging a full beer, right? And so she went and grabbed it during the first song of the last set. So it sat there and got warm for an entire hour in this
I think
fucking
I know where this is
sweaty
going.
bar.
I know where this is going.
And then I went and grabbed it and I did the chug, and I could just feel it foaming up in my stomach. I could feel it getting heavy and painful to the point where it was so painful on my stomach. Like I did the chug. I have to do the chug, you know, to the point where I could not sing. So luckily, it's a song that so many people know. I ended the I ended the set with the mic. I just
Frickin'
got people
rights,
to
dude.
sing. And Roman's jumping on. Cody and Roman have no idea what's going on. They're just like, well, he's not singing. I got to sing. So they sing. And then I sang the last night. I was like, bad not to be a beer. And then I said goodnight. And I ran off stage, opened the back door, puked.
Oh, my
Just
God.
puked.
That's fucking
And
hilarious.
then while I am mid vomit, I have my in-ear monitors on, and the DJ from Ranchman's is like, I think we gotta get him out here for one more, everybody, one more song,
Oh,
one more song,
dude.
and like it's in my ears, and I'm like, bro, like, oh, and I got to the point where like I was feeling okay enough to go back out on stage, like I couldn't leave him waiting, so I just walked out. We did Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, and I was like, okay, bye. Like, I'm gone. Like,
Holy shit.
but yeah,
I always wondered.
was
And
intense.
Paradise City is not a song that you want to be out of breath for either.
Right?
No, like it was actually that was such a cool moment because I did feel good enough to be performing that song at that time. If I didn't, I would have picked a different encore
Right.
song. But like, so we went out and we did it, and it was actually so cool because the crowd was just going nuts because we just put on like a crazy show, and then the DJ. I know he doesn't do this every weekend because it would just be too much work,
Right.
but he loves us so much. Shout out DJ Dave from Ranchman's. He pulled something and like or flicked something, I don't know, but all this confetti just fell from the sky as we were playing our last song. And it was just like such a crazy moment. I'm like, oh my God, I just went and puked my brains out. And like now we're back on stage
Oh,
singing.
that's fucking
And the boys had no
hilarious.
idea. The boys had no idea
That's awesome.
until I told them after. I was like, guys, like I literally went and puked back there. They're like, what?
Oh, man.
Like,
That's.
but you would never know.
Dude, could you imagine if that happened on stage? Like, what would you do, man? How would you recover
I'd
from
give
that?
up.
Even
Go
if
behind the
it's
drums.
like a projectile vomit of beer foam or something that you're just like completely unexpected. Like, how do you fucking handle that? Because it could happen, you know. So it always freaks me out when
Yeah.
I see something like that. Like, I don't drink, so like when I see
Yeah.
that, I'm like, how the fuck do they do that? How are you keeping that down? Because that would be all over the stage if that was me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never like as long as it's cold, I don't worry. And like I've definitely had like enough practice in doing it and
Right.
like that's the one time that something's gone wrong. So it's like I need to make sure I'm in the right space to do it. And like if I'm not, I just skip it,
Right.
you
Do
know?
you ever shotgun?
Uh
Shotgun beers?
I do, but the thing is a lot of like so we did that at like some outdoor festivals and stuff, but the one issue with that is a lot of bars no longer serve cans for some reason,
Ah,
and also they will. It's against their liquor laws to give you a can unopened,
Oh yeah, yeah,
aha.
that's right.
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to do that. I have done the shotgun before, and like um, I don't know, in places where we can have unopened cans on
Yeah.
stage, I would probably prefer
To
to do
do that
that.
way.
But
Fuck yeah.
yeah,
Isn't
So
I
there?
don't know.
so
How do you
Moosefest next
shotgun?
year.
Yeah, yeah.
Make sure
We got
yeah.
cans of. Yeah. What's your beer choice there, buddy? We'll go with some. We'll get you some nice rainbow Bud Lights for Moosefest
Yeah,
2024.
man. Dude, I still drink Bud Light. I don't get into the
Nah,
No
controversy, man.
doubt.
Like,
Hey, it's like
It's beer.
it's
so
still the same beer, you guys.
Yeah, the
Like,
beer
what
doesn't
the
change.
frick?
dude,
Yeah.
Kid Rock is like shooting it with a gun. I'm like, bro, you paid for
Yeah,
that.
no
Like,
doubt, right? Hey, you
Yeah.
can shotgun. Well, there kind of guess if you want to call it shotgunning, out of a bottle. Don't you like put a straw in it or something?
Oh yeah.
If you put a
Wow.
straw in the bottle, but
Yeah.
the straw's on like the side of your cheek,
Yeah.
and then I'll just
Yeah.
call this a
When I,
disclaimer if there's any minors out there listening to the show right now. Don't try this at home, but
No, but if you do the straw
yeah,
thing,
put a
then
straw in the
instead of
bottle.
going glue, 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 it just
Yeah,
funnels out
flows right
real
down.
quick. Yeah.
yeah, that's what we used to do. I lived in Belgium for a year, and we would buy. This is so crazy to think about the prices of these beers.
Mm-hmm.
We would buy a 24 crate of the cheapest beer you could get, which is called Cara Pils, and I think it was €9 for a 24 case for a 24 crate of
Yep.
bottles. €9 being like at the time probably like maybe $15 Canadian,
Right,
probably
Yes.
less.
right.
Yep.
And then we would go and like we would just chug all these beers on like we'd go and you could drink outside, so we just go to a park and we just hang out and like we do the straw thing and everything. And the craziest thing was if you returned that crate with all the empty bottles, you got €4 back.
Yep.
Holy shit! So
So
like
it's
for
like
$10.
Yeah.
€5, like under $10 for 24 beers.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm
Crazy.
from Holland, so I'm well aware how that works.
I
Yeah.
know. You know exactly what I'm talking
Yep.
about, man.
Yep.
Frickin'
Yep.
A. Frickin' A. Okay, so you said something about you've got like 5 songs that you've got in the pipe there that you want to be releasing. Can you let us know, like, would you be willing to tell us what the next 2 songs you have coming out are titled?
Yeah, I mean, there are already songs that have been released, but these are just different versions. Our next two coming out are Bad Night to Be a Beer on May 16th. And then I think you're going to be happy with this one,
Can I
Joel,
guess?
in July. Yeah,
Nicotine? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, bro. I'm like so excited for that to come out.
That is a good
Oh
song,
my
man.
god, I freaking love that song.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
dude.
It's huge. So yeah, we're doing like they're not all recorded in the pipe. We what we have recorded right now will get us to January of next year, but the plan is to for the next 2 years until the end of 2024, we are releasing a new single every 8 weeks
Shit,
for the
yeah,
next two
dude.
years.
Very good.
Frickin' A, dude.
Very good.
Oh my
Yes.
god, I'll be on the front line advocating for that too, my friend. You're
Yeah.
so fucking great, Brayden. Not only as a performer, but as a human being too. Like, dude, you are legitimately a good close friend of mine. I want you to know that. 100%, dude.
Thank you. Likewise, bro. Like your guys is like I can't remember how did I message you guys or did you message me or
I think like
I can't remember the
when
internet.
it all started, if I remember correctly, I believe you reached out to Funky Moose Records, or to
I think
to
so.
Mark or something about coming on the podcast. Um, what had you had just done something and you wanted to talk? Oh, I think it was because of your live album there, and you wanted to talk about that a little
It
bit. I
was.
think that's how that all started.
It was a live.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty bad
it
with
was.
remembering things like that. I should work on that.
Yeah, I mean it's almost 2 years ago
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Freaking rights.
who cares?
Dude, I
Yeah.
still remember the first time I listened to your album too. I was so fucking blown away. Like, who is this guy?
And
Like, what?
why haven't we heard of this
Yeah,
guy
how do
before?
I
Yeah.
not know who this is? And then that's how that all
Right.
started. Shit, yeah, dude. No, man, you're
Yeah.
good shit.
It's
I want you to know, Brayden, like you know as well as anybody, this door is wide open for you.
Yep.
Anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person again, dude. I just want to give you a big fucking hug. Again, it's been too long.
Yes.
Been way too long.
Yes. What
Yeah,
he said.
dude. And Moosefest 2024, baby. You guys heard it here first. We will
Yeah.
have Brayden King in the flesh in
Yes.
Bellevue,
that's right.
Saskatchewan. Dude, I love it. And
Awesome.
I love you,
Oh
man.
yeah,
I
dude.
freaking love you, dude.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. So where can people find you? I mean, everywhere, but
Yeah. Uh honestly, probably the best to plug is my website, BraydenKingMusic.com. That's where you can find all the tour dates, links to tickets and everything, and all my social media music links are on there. But if you'd rather go direct to Instagram or whatever, everything is Brayden King Music, and on Spotify, Apple Music, just Brayden King. Living the Dream is out now, as well as the acoustic version of Living the Dream just came out today, which is April 28th. So yeah, and then Bad Nights Be a Beer coming out May 16th, and that's the first day of our tour. We're hitting Saskatchewan on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. All the details are on my website.
Hell yeah, brother.
Awesome.
Fucking A. Come back anytime, my friend.
And thanks for
You bet.
thanks for giving us your time, kind of last minute.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll do anything for you guys.
Dude, love you lots, man. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.